Hello everybody, it is I, Captain Oblivious Mist, and today we're going to be doing the complete history of the SS Oceanic. This is the 1870s one. So essentially what happened was many months ago, I made a poll, and on that poll I said which class of ships would you like me to cover next. The options were the Jubilee class and the Oceanic class, and the Oceanic class won by a country mile. So we're going to be doing the Oceanic class from now on, every few weeks, like one ship per month, hopefully. And we are going to be obviously kickstarting this with the SS Oceanic. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into the video. The 19th century. The birds are singing, the sun is shining. What a brilliant time to be alive. Oh shoot. I've caught a new disease due to the filthy, cramped conditions of the Industrial Revolution in Britain. Well, time to emigrate to the US of A. Or, well, I would if transatlantic sea travel wasn't as comfortable as sailing around in a tiny little barrel with water leaking through during a storm. I wish someone would do something about it. And do something about it, someone did, as in 1867, a guy who goes by the name of Thomas Ismay bought an old defunct shipping line called the White Star Line. Then one day, in 1869, this Thomas Ismay was playing billiards with a few Liverpool merchants, where he met a nice-looking fella who goes by the name Gustav Schwab, who offers to finance the growth of the White Star Line as long as Ismay has all of his ships built by a company owned by Schwab's nephew. This company was called Harland & Wolff, and soon these men would begin work on what would become one of the most revolutionary ships in maritime history. If you couldn't tell already, then I'd advise you go to the opticians and get your eyes checked. But for those of you who don't know, this ship was going to be called the Oceanic, and she was going to be powered by a combination of steam and sail. She even had 11 watertight compartments. She also used electric through the use of electrical bells which summoned stewards. She also had larger portholes to let in more sunlight into the ship. One person found her so luxurious that they compared her to an imperial yacht. And as for the construction process itself, it went without event, and she was eventually launched on the 26th of February 1870 and was completed less than a year later, which brings me to the next part of the video. The Oceanic began her career when she left for a maiden voyage on the 2nd of March 1871. This voyage was pretty uneventful, and by pretty uneventful I mean it wasn't completed, as she had to turn back pretty early on due to her engines overheating. A fantastic start, am I right? Anyways, she took another shot at the whole maiden voyage thing, and this time succeeded. And not much of note really happened until 1872. When she had a refit which added a new forecastle deck and 2 more boilers. She would continue to sail for the White Star Line until 1875, when she was chartered out to the Occidental and Oriental Steamship Company, aka the O&O Line. She would now serve the San Francisco to Hong Kong route. During this time, she set a record on the previously mentioned route, and would continue to beat her own record a few more times. But unfortunately, tragedy would strike the Oceanic on the 22nd of August 1888, as on a return voyage to San Francisco, she collided with the SS City of Chester, sinking her, taking the lives of 16 people. On July 7th, 1890, an American journalist called Nellie Bly sailed on the Oceanic for a round-the-world in 72 days voyage. But she arrived in San Francisco a day later than expected due to bad weather. Nothing else really happened until 1895, when the O&O Line had handed over the Oceanic back to the White Star Line. The original plan for the Oceanic at this point was to send her for a refit and put it back into service, and so she was sent off to Harland & Wolff. But as they were inspecting her, to the surprise of literally no one, they discovered the price to repair and refit a now 24-year-old ship would be way too expensive. So, instead, they decided to sell her off for scrap. And so, on the 10th of February 1896, she was towed down the River Thames to the shipbreakers, where she was scrapped, bringing an end to Thomas Ismay's first ocean liner. Hello, it is I. I'd first off like to start this epilogue by saying we're really close to 1 year since my very first video on this channel was uploaded. Second of all, I'd like to continue off by saying, some of you may be going, why the hell in the epilogue is there a video of the second Oceanic? This guy's an idiot. Oh no, I know it's the second Oceanic, I just couldn't find anything on the first Oceanic, so... yeah, no. So, that's why we're using the second Oceanic. Another thing I'd like to point out, you may notice my recording wall looks like it's gotten bigger. And by looks like it's gotten bigger, I mean, Jesus Christ, it looks like it's consumed a whole new bunch of posters and stuff. But, yes, I have been busy. It's one of the many reasons why I haven't been able to upload in a while is because I've been sourcing stuff for that wall. Another problem, you might be wondering, why the hell is this video done before the Mauritania video, even though I began work on the Mauritania video ages ago? See, while I have begun writing it, and a huge chunk of it is ready to be recorded and edited, I can't record the intro, because the person who's going to record the intro doesn't want to do it, which means I'm currently trying to either A, come up with a new intro skit, or B, find someone to be in the intro to record the intro with me for the joke, which that will be sorted soon. What else have we got to talk about? Oh yes, similar to what I did with the Big Four, this will be a beginning of a series of videos covering the class of ships. So this one will be covering the Oceanic class. The Big Four obviously covered the Big Four. But yeah, so once every few weeks we'll probably get an Oceanic class video. I believe the next one is the Atlantic. Don't hold me to that one. But yeah, hopefully next week, if all goes well, we should be having my Top 10 Ships 2023 edition. It's only if all goes well, because you never know. I might not be able to make it or finish it, or you get the idea. I'd also like to take a moment to say, we might not have the current intro and channel icon for much longer, as I am planning to get a revamp done. I'm planning to get a new channel icon and intro, as, let's be real here, they're a bit dated currently, so we could do with a freshen up, a new look. So, stay tuned for that, but without any further ado, I believe that's all I've got to talk about. So, thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you all in the very next video. Goodbye!